when you go back as an instructor and you see what these guys are going through in Hell Week, and you've already done it, I mean, does it look as bad as when you were going through it? Does it look worse? Does it look the same?
It, I don't know, as an instructor, it's like that behind the curtain look,
Yeah.
but it definitely looks worse as a student.
Does it?
Yeah, as an instructor, it's not that bad. But it's by no means has it changed. It's tough as hell. Uh, but I don't know. When I look, I could hardly remember. When I look back, think back at my Hell Week, I could
Yeah.
hardly remember some evolutions.
Yeah.
But as an instructor, I could remember it because I work tons of them. But working them as an instructor, so I remember everything.
Would you say that was your favorite evolution to work as an instructor?
Camp surf.
Camp surf?
Oh, camp surf, yeah. We call it camp surf. It's like Wednesday night. So midweek, kind of Wednesday night, dudes made it because that following day is like messing around. Then you're doing the round the world till you're done. But camp surf's like middle of night by the old course, build this huge fire pit and then huge pit right next to it where all the students lie. And it's like we make a little stage and they tell us jokes and their jokes shit. We send them to the surf zone, laugh at them. And if they're good, let them go stand by the fire for a couple minutes, warm them up. And the whole class will go through it and then we'll punish them. Occasionally we had a tradition where we brought them food.
Punish them how?
If they've fallen asleep,
Mm-hmm.
we fucking wake them all up, send them to the surf middle of the night, surf hit after surf hit after surf hit. That's the worst thing in Hell Week.
Yeah.
We would just do hundreds of hit the surf, hit the surf, hit the surf. I mean, these guys are just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
And that water's freezing ass. How?
Freezing ass in the middle
What's
of
the
the
temp?
night. 50s.
50s?
Yeah, mid 50s at night. Summertime, it's a little bit warmer. I would say like low 60s to mid 60s. Even then, whether it's summer, winter, doesn't matter because we just keep you in the water longer. And trust me, you're going to freeze just as much if you froze in the wintertime, even in the summer.
Yeah. You know, like, you watch Discovery, you watch, all the Hollywood class and the documentaries, and you read the books, and now they see all the pictures on social media and stuff. But these guys watching Discovery Channel, they see guys rolling around in the surf and carrying logs and carrying boats. But what they don't see is the shit that you can't see that as an instructor, and you find out real fast as a student, like the chafing from the sand and in your armpits, on your groin, and your junk, and from the sand rubbing back and forth, and that dries. And I feel like the instructors know it dries, and that's camis are like stuck to the side of your sack. And as soon as the class is dry, it's like, hey, we're gonna go for a run. As soon as you run, those pants are crusted to that chafing and it rips the skin right off everything. And then, so that burns like hell. And then it's, hey, get your ass back in the water. And then you're throwing an open wound into the water. And do you guys do you realize, do you remember that shit when you were going through? Do you know that's going on with the class?
I mean, oh yeah, we know what's going on because it's happening. When I was a student, I knew it was going on because I was living it. So was the rest of the class. Some got it worse than others, and like I said, every morning they get med checks, so they get seen by a doctor and if it's horrible, they'll get it treated or they'll get it bandaged. But again, as instructors, we're not holding up training because we know some students have chafing. Some may have it way worse than others. I mean, I've seen students that were literally covered in chafe. Arms, armpits, chest, waist, groin, legs. I mean, it looked like they just fell off a motorcycle on the street. I mean, it's horrible how
Shit.
bad some people get affected. Some people get affected more than others. I don't know why. But it doesn't, we don't alter training because students are experiencing some burn pains because of chafing. If anything, that's just part of the process. And hey, man, if you can't handle that, then get out of here.
Yeah. I got a burning sensation in my groin. Can you help me out? Welcome to the SEAL teams.
Welcome to I think that's part of the process of welcome to the SEAL team. Exactly.
Yeah. In Hell Week, is there a specific evolution where guys start dropping off immediately, or is it always random? Like, is it breakout when you're breaking them out of the tents? Is it log PT? Is it or
It's not breakout, to be honest with you. We don't lose a lot of guys. If we're gonna lose a lot, only time we ever lose right when Hell Week starts is before it even kicks off, because we lock them down into a tent or a room before Hell Week kicks off, like 3 hours prior. And we'll get some stragglers that will just walk up and ring out before Hell Week even, because they can't handle the stress. And they're not even doing anything. They're just watching a movie, laid up, eating. So we'll get some stragglers. But it's not until maybe that night. We're doing base tour, boats on heads. Just running all over Bud's compound and across the street to the dry side, running all over there. And then maybe doing also another one's Steel Pier, we call it, which the whole evolution is just all about freezing the students.
Yeah.
Just a mental gut check.
What happens when a student gets hypothermia? Is that end of the evolution, or is that end of the evolution for that specific student?
Depends on the severity, but it's just that the evolution continues on. We just pull him out.
Okay.
Rewarm him if we can. If it's something we can deal with. If it's severe, then we'll, with our ambulance, drive him back to the clinic. But 9 times out of 10, we could just handle it on the spot. Get a quick temp, warm him up, put a blanket around him, dry him off, beanie, coat, etc. for a little while, which I feel is like the worst thing, because we warm him up, and then as soon as he's good to go, like he's coherent, he's back to normal, he's like all cozy and falling asleep, we're like, hey, wake the fuck up, go hit the surf.
Get your ass back out there.
Get your ass back out there. Start training if you want to be here.
Yeah. Would you say the majority of the quitters come from the first night?
So the first
24 hours?
Yeah,
maybe?
first 24 hours, 24 to 32 hours, say you get the majority. By the end of the middle of the week, end of the Wednesday night, you pretty much have what you're gonna have at the end of the whole week.
Yeah.
Whether someone gets hurt, then you get some. But as far as quitters are concerned, pretty much stop Wednesday night going to Thursday morning.
When Hell Week is secured as an instructor, and you're looking at 20 guys out of 150 who just made it through what's only 3 or 4 fucking weeks in, do you feel any sense of pride for those individuals that have gutted that out as an instructor, looking at them and knowing what they're getting ready to go to next?
Oh yeah, definitely a huge accomplishment on their end, and they've earned a level of respect, at least how I viewed it, and then other instructors did too when I was there. And it kind of proved to me that for one, they want to be there. For two, they're ready to get trained. Up until that point, now we can start. We have the core of guys that want in this class that want to be here, because they just passed the most grueling part of selection. Now it's time to kind of put them to the test other ways, but we have a solid foundation of the guys that want to be here, because you're not going to get any quitters after that. Very, very rare.
Yeah.
It's mostly just performance or medical issues, but it's definitely a level of respect, and they prove to us that they're ready to be trained.